A Mojang spokesperson has just answered our biggest question about Minecraft because it's entering its new era of big updates being replaced by regular, smaller ones, and so while we were expecting our next update to drop next year, now we know it's coming in October. This update won't be called 1.22 though, so what's happening with that, and what does this mean for our dreams of an end update? We actually have a direct answer from Mojang on that, and let's explain exactly what is going on with the next free updates, because we do know about each of those and the free sizes they come in. So first things first, updates have been renamed to drops, but those drops will still come in free sizes, and the first of those types of drops, and the first size we'll explain, is coming out exactly 1 week from now. That is a very bold claim to note, but we can actually look at Minecraft preview and beta history, and we can see that when they finish making betas and previews for an update, it comes out almost exactly 3 weeks after, with the big exception being the major updates, which sometimes take 4 weeks, but that means that exactly 2 weeks and 5 days after the last preview for 1.20, 1.30 is next Tuesday, and so that's when we're getting our first drop for Minecraft. Except, here's the fun thing, this isn't going to be called a drop. Here is confirmation from Corner Hard, a Minecraft developer, that Bats and Pots and Armored Paws are the game drops they've had thus far, in other words confirming there have only been 2, and both of those have been cross-platform, i.e. releasing on Java and Bedrock at the same time, and given that we know that 1.20, 1.2 is not geared up for release next Tuesday, at least not yet, it is unlikely that next Tuesday is going to be the first drop, and so you can see this as a sort of bug fix style update, as Minecraft has had on every platform forever, and so the first drop is likely to be the one which Minecraft have announced a many billion times already, but it's likely to be the bundle drop. They have been planning this on both Java and Bedrock, it's behind experimental, and it's a feature that lots of people have wanted that now they can choose to drop as its whole own update. It will also have a few other things with it, bug fixes and minor features, but the bundle drop is going to be our first one, and we can be fairly sure, based on the Bedrock timing of updates that we just discussed before, that this is therefore likely to release at the end of October or in the early days of November, and so that will be our first drop in the new system. That's where a lot of people are going to be asking, like, seriously, we're going to wait 3-4 months after an update comes out and we're going to get one feature? But this is where it's worth mentioning how Minecraft development is actually going to work from now onwards. So keep in mind, we're in a new era now. Minecraft used to, before 1.13, just release an update whenever they wanted to. So we had 1.11 and 1.10 release a few months apart from each other, and this has been the standard for Minecraft development all the way up until the update Aquatic, when they switched to one big yearly themed update, and this went so well for them with the update Aquatic and the Never update and Village and Pillage that they decided to keep this going for many years. However, the concept seems to have fallen out of favor, and so now they are going back to releasing more frequent updates. In fact, how frequently will features be released now that they won't all be tied to a single annual update is something we got an answer from a Minecraft spokesperson, and the answer is the plan is to release new game drops on a regular basis. That said, we want to leave ourselves open to be flexible with game drops, with a lot of opportunities for the community to weigh in. There may be a longer gap between 2 drops, while sometimes multiple will release in quick succession. That is an exciting thing to hear, and in case you're curious as to where this comes from, I try to explain all of the sources in my videos. This came directly from a Minecraft PR person, but they were very clear that we have to say it comes from a Minecraft spokesperson, and so that's what I'll be saying throughout this video. But yeah, this is Minecraft directly answering the biggest questions that came out of their news article about Minecraft having a new future of its development. And so one of my big thoughts here is the fact that, yeah, having multiple drops in quick succession would be awesome, and I think the best time to do that probably is right now. We're going to be getting a new drop for the bundle with 1.20, 1.40 and 1.20, 1.2, but that does mean there's time for a brand new update with all new features before the end of the year, which they might decide to announce at a Minecraft Live. Minecraft Live is a whole separate subject that we'll try to go through briefly, but they confirmed they'll be splitting the show into 2 separate mini shows that will release in each half of the year. They'll be more focused on the new features you're excited to see, and so that means that this year gets at least one Minecraft Live, and that Minecraft Live can announce the slightly bigger update this year. If there's going to be one just for the bundle, perhaps they could have another by the end. All of the features that would usually be announced at Minecraft Live but not be available until June of next year might be coming out by Christmas this year. That is how I take that, and so that is how we can explain the 3 major update types. We have next week's update, which is basically a bug fix but with some cool new features. If you're not familiar, they've changed the banner patterns and rarity, and it's actually quite a cool update for Bedrock players, but there's going to be bug fix style updates, then there are going to be drops as we're expecting for the bundle, and then there's going to be whatever that first brand new update they do after Minecraft Live, or the first update that contains those features, is going to be a smaller major update. And so I would imagine, to be fair, this is now going a little bit into the speculation zone, that the next big update, the one that will include features they'll show off at Minecraft Live, will be called 1.22. But we'll come back to this speculation with my thoughts on this entire change and everything else. I know lots of people have been saying they want to hear that, but first I think it's important to give some more crucial information because lots of people have been asking about big updates from now onwards. Is it ever possible to get another big update like the Never update again? And indeed, lots of people have been excited about an End update or about any major biome update. Will they be able to do these? Well, a Minecraft spokesperson confirmed to me that the answer to how big the game drops will be is that some game drops might be on the smaller side, but we still have big plans for Minecraft's future. The game isn't going to stop evolving anytime soon, and the team will also be working on larger updates that will release less frequently than standard game drops. We're hoping this new, more flexible strategy will allow us to be more creative going forwards, and this is basically backed up by what Corner Harder said here, that they still have some big plans for updates, and this is very exciting, honestly. I think that this is exactly what Mojang needs to say, and honestly, it means that now we can rest easy that there can still be big dedicated updates to dedicated parts of the game, but at the same time, we're going to see lots of smaller drops, and they're all going to be blended in so that every couple of months when you log into Minecraft, you should be able to see something new in the game. That sounds really great to me, and it sounds like a way to make Minecraft more competitive, something which has to be a good thing, right? And so those are the answers to your biggest questions about this update, hopefully. There are going to be 3 tiers of updates. There's going to be the smaller bug fix style things. There's going to be what we currently call a drop or a minor update, but there are still going to be major updates, and so the idea of a major part of the game being updated, and indeed the biggest and most sought after update since a cave update, is not indefinitely postponed. It still is able to happen if Mojang believes in themselves, and so that is where I guess we should start the fourth section of this video, because I am genuinely in 2 minds about this announcement. Keep in mind that Mojang's output has been lowered for the last 3 years, and I'm of the opinion that more content is better than less content, and so my question is this going to deliver? I am someone who likes to describe myself as a little bit cynical by nature. I don't just take things at face value, and so I would say I really like the sound bites that they're providing. I really love this little reply that says, yeah, we're going to work on big stuff, you just won't have to wait as long, and also at the same time, when we have small stuff we want to add, we can just throw it into the game too. More updates is a good thing. I obviously have a very strong incentive to believing that here on this channel because I make update videos, but we already have 6 or 7 Bedrock updates a year, so I think we'll be getting the same number. It's just there'll be slightly bigger events, and hopefully our Java friends can share in them. That sounds like a good thing too. However, I would have to say that the big devil here is going to be in the details. And I guess in some ways it always is, but it especially is here, and let me explain why. Right now, the 1 a year update is clearly draining so many Mojang employees in a way where they started to, they stopped naming the update early on, they stopped revealing the features for the update early on, and slowly but surely they've kind of gone into a system where, yeah, they're not really as sure and able to share features as early. It takes a long time to recover from an update. Think about it, from June all the way to like August, we don't really see any major Minecraft development, and that is a bit of a bummer. I would like to ideally see that huge dead period, and if you think about June as a dead period and May as a dead period, there's like a third of the year where Mojang is just releasing a big update and then dealing with the fallout, and so by having smaller updates, hopefully that 4 months becomes, like 2 weeks here and 2 weeks there, and hopefully it has less of an overall effect. But that's the important and most crucial bit of all of this. Even though Mojang can say this is increasing creativity, or they like, the actual most important thing, and after speaking to Minecraft developers, I can confirm that one of the hardest bits about it is kind of internal bureaucracy. It's true with any large company, but think about how many Mojang employees there are and how hard it is for a feature to go from idea to being published, and that is really great, you might say, because it's perfectly in parity from Java to Bedrock, or it's got no bugs or whatever else. And I spoke to a developer who worked on perhaps the biggest feature from 1.21, and they confirmed every Monday they get in and there's so many things they have to deal with, so many tickets about it, and this made me realize that, yeah, back 10 years ago, some developer would just say one afternoon, I think it would be really cool if we had wings in Minecraft, and they'd work on it, and it either failed and they wouldn't do anything with it, or they'd add it to the next snapshot and then let players test it just immediately. I think that that was almost in some ways a better system. They had fewer developers making more features, and that's the deadlock that Mojang actually should be working on breaking. I don't know if it actually is in the interests of the managers or the producers or whoever are actually making the calls about how many features and how many updates, but I think that if they're looking to get the most from this, and if they're looking to avoid big catastrophes like the caves and cliffs, which ultimately I think they should be, then the big question they should be asking is, does this actually allow for more creativity, or are the same problems going to exist, but now instead of 1 1 a year, you know, like working out the features and having those meetings and all of those slowing down of actual making code? What if they do that 4 times a year or 6 times a year? These are the scary questions that I think we should be at least asking. But again, I would be relatively sure that if Mojang are doing this, they've considered it, and that is why I'm excited provisionally for Minecraft Live. By the way, this is speculation, but I feel like it's true, so I'm gonna include it in this news video, but just take this with a big grain of salt. Minecraft Live, I think, is still releasing in October. A Minecraft spokesperson it's fun to say it every time. But a Minecraft spokesperson confirmed to me that they have nothing to announce as far as Minecraft Live yet. We were expecting the announcement this week, but obviously what we got instead was much bigger. However, I think it's still going to be happening in October, maybe just later than normal. And the reason why is that we saw just a few weeks ago, obviously Minecraft had their big Minecraft Live test button on the homepage for Minecraft Bedrock. And also, if they're going to be doing 2 smaller shows a year, that means we have to get one this year. It makes no sense to do 2 smaller shows a year and then do the first one in the next. You know, you wouldn't delay the first one if they're smaller, you delay them if they're bigger, right? And so I think there's going to be a smaller Minecraft Live, probably in October, probably just before they release the bundles, so they can say, here's something you can play with this month, here's something you can play with before the end of the year. And one of the other things I think is awesome is that this is, you know, a lot of people are scared about this, wanting major updates. I think it's the most contentious part of the entire blog post they did yesterday, but I want to share what I think is positive news about this, because I think that as someone who played Minecraft Console Edition for many, many years, the most hyped time of the year as far as viewers were concerned, I would often enjoy it too based on what was coming out, was the December update, because ultimately the one time of year that everyone gets up. You know, there's an argument that you get more time to play games in the summer, but really that's a thing that happens when you're young. I think that once you get above the age of like 20-something, you start to, you know, spend more time outside. That's why movies don't release in the summer and major games try to avoid it too. Summer is a good time for updates for some people, but the best time for updates for everyone is over the Christmas break, outside of, I guess, non-Christian countries that might not celebrate Christmas. But for most of the world and most age groups, Christmas is the best time to release an update because you have that same effect as you have over the summer, but also now more people might gift Minecraft or might get a playing Minecraft with their friends who got gifted it or whatever else. But also, at the exact same time, it's just the time of year where most people, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, sorry, Australians, but the people who live in the Northern Hemisphere get to enjoy the time indoors because they're not going outside in the darkness anyway. I think that December updates are the smartest time, and I always thought it was crazy that they released one update a year at the exact wrong time for that. And so, yeah, I think that the reason multiple updates a year can work is not just because of the fact that it's worked on Minecraft console, and it has, by the way. I would say it was one of the most successful things that Minecraft Xbox 360 did that led to its huge, what is it, like 20+ million sales? But I think it works because it's worked before for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and it's worked before for Minecraft Java. Ultimately, if you think about it, even though 2017 feels like forever ago, even though the World of Color update feels like it was an era ago. Can you remember that beds didn't used to be colored any way you wanted? It just had to be red? That wasn't that long ago, really, was it? It was just 7 years ago. And so now we're entering a new era of Minecraft updates. Will this last for the next 15 years? Or in 5 or 10 years, will they go back to 1 a year? Or maybe will they go to something crazier, like releasing an update every week or every day? I don't actually know the answers to those questions, but I do know that we have reason to be excited that they're actively changing things up. I think that if you have the Mojang is lazy argument, the laziest thing to do would be to release one update a year and just have that update get continually smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and just less and less work. You know, go to your desk and, you know, browse Reddit all day and stuff. You know, if that's what you would actually do. More updates a year means more stress potentially if you know, like if there's deadlines to meet or whatever. But hopefully, more crucially, it means that if you're a developer who's not interested in, say, a weather update or in a bundle update or whatever small things you want to see, then you can be excited about the end update and start working on that now. Having people work on what they're excited about, if those people are qualified and able, is what ideally should come from this. And if that means that, you know, rather than having I think one of the struggles that you must have with a game as big as Minecraft is having everyone on the team agree on what the next update should be. Hopefully some of that goes away. Also, something that should be mentioned is Minecraft have confirmed they always have their next 4 update themes ready, and so either they've been planning this for 2 to 3 years, or they still have those next 4 themed updates planned planned, they're just going to do them much more focused. In the same way that if you think about the cave update, it could have been so much more focused if they didn't do cliffs at the same time. It wouldn't have derailed and turned into two entirely separate updates. I feel like that's exactly what we can do with an end update, and it's exactly what they can do with any other update, and that's why I'm optimistic, and that's where I'm taking this whole point. I have high hopes, but I'm cautious. The first drop is not going to be a big one, but will the second drop be one? And what will they call next week's update, given that it likely, not 100%, but 99.5% not releasing on Java? What will they call that? These are the big questions, and now we wait for the answers. Speaking of waiting for answers, I am heading somewhere exciting tomorrow. I'm going up to Scotland. I don't know if I'm allowed to say why, but I'll let you know when I know that I am allowed to say, because there's going to be a lot of fun stuff I can share. Anyway, with that said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time, if you have that big salmon energy. Bye.